you will cease to exist after today. I just hope that your fellow inmates take real nice and cozy care of you.
A prison where you will be other inmates' boy toy.
Every November 1st, I will be blowing out my birthday candles. And you know what my wish will be? That you suffer a painful, violent death. Thank you, Judge.
In a jumpsuit, Parkland school shooter Nikolas Cruz listened to emotional statements from victims and their families on Wednesday before a Florida judge formally sentenced the confessed killer to life in prison. The lone gunman admitted to killing 14 students and 3 staff members on Valentine's Day in 2018. Cruz avoided the death penalty due to a Florida law requiring a unanimous vote from a jury. In this case, the jury voted 9-3 in favor of sentencing him to death. Hunter Pollock lost his 18-year-old sister Meadow in the massacre. Today, he is a law student and a school safety activist advocating for increased safety measures in America's schools. He joins us live. Hunter, thanks so much for being with us tonight. You know, the man who confessed to killing your sister, his life was spared. What are your thoughts on the verdict?
Just to give you some context, when this monster encountered my sister, he shot her a few times from a distance, but then he went up and he finished her point blank. This was as premeditated, as cold calculated as a murder could get. Not only that, he killed 16 others and he injured 17 more. If this didn't warrant the death penalty, then I don't know what does. It's honestly disgusting. But Jen, I made a promise to my sister when she first got murdered. I went to the cemetery and I said, Meadow, I'll do everything in my power as I'm here today to make the world a better place in your honor, to make sure that no other family has to feel the pain we do. And that's why I can't pout about this decision, and we're going to do a lot of good this upcoming legislative session.
Well, Hunter, I know that you and your family, of course, had to wait years for this day to come, for some sort of justice to be served. And in that time, it's reported that the Broward County Sheriff's Office spent $2.6 million in taxpayer money housing and supervising this monster. We mentioned that you're a law student. How do you think the justice system could improve in these situations? And how do you hope to be a part of that change?
Well, this upcoming legislative session, we could overturn the Florida v. Hearst case that allowed for a unanimous jury to vote for the death penalty and make it so that we need a majority and a supermajority. And I think that'll do our state good. I think it'll make the death penalty a deterrent of crime again. But in addition to that, in my personal opinion, I would like to see it so that a judge could overturn a life recommendation. And I would like to see these trials expedited so that our families and families in the future don't have to wait 4.5 years for justice. They went through this rigorous process. These parents put themselves through hell watching this trial and waiting for this life recommendation. So I think those 3 changes alone, making it so that we need a majority or supermajority, allowing a judge to overturn a life sentence, those 2 things will make it so that justice will be served and making these trials go much faster.
Now, Hunter, it's beyond me, but there are some people out there who don't understand why you advocate for school safety measures over stricter gun laws. What do you say to those people who really don't understand the angle of your fight here?
There's a lot of good people in this world that have guns, and they don't go into schools and kill other people. There's a lot of people, including myself, that struggle with the difficulty of this world, but don't go and kill other people. It wasn't the gun that day that led to this tragedy. It was the failure of BSO. It was the failure of the school board. It was the failure of these mental health entities that allowed this killer to slip through the cracks, illegally buy a gun, and enter that school without any restraint that day and murder my sister. So I'm just using practical common sense. Like the great governor of our state uses common sense and gets a lot of things done. My family's used common sense and has gotten a lot of things done over the past few years. And I look forward to this legislative session where we're going to work with Governor DeSantis. We're going to work with our Florida legislators, and we're going to change these laws. So like no other family in the future has to endure the pain that my family's felt these last few days. We were failed by the justice system. My sister was killed by a monster, and this didn't warrant the death penalty. We can never let this miscarriage of justice happen again in Florida, let alone Florida, but the country.
Hunter, what would be your message to the Biden administration?
To the Biden administration, I don't know. But what I could say is this killer's going to wish that he got the death penalty because the Florida prison system is no joke. I hear it's a mean and dark place. And when this killer's in the hand of those prisoners, I hope he struggles worse than my sister did that day at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas.
Well, Hunter Pollock, we thank you again for taking time to be with us tonight.
Thank you for giving me the voice.
Got it.